All right, hello everyone. This is Josh, also known as Yashu. You just tuned into another episode of the TLOY Talks podcast. You can get this on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, much more. You can check it out on our Patreon page as well too. On our Patreon page, we have different tiers for like different perks for the most part too. So the highest tier you get like more perks. The basic tier you kind of get the basic perks and all that too. But like definitely check it out. Definitely check out all like exclusive content from there and any other content that stems your way that might not be available like on the YouTube page or on the IG page. And yeah, we're definitely gonna get it like started right here. So we have one of the rising artists in the Toronto music scene, born and raised in Mississauga. Had like a lot of like hit singles that have been like booming within the charts too. Was on like Slime Wave TV and Maple Mike as well too. Has done like a lot of shows and is set to be opening up for Sav 4X on August 30th in Peterborough. So we have Lil Sim on the podcast. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Like I know, like we were like talking about this to get this like done like within time too. Like I think like last year, and I was like checking some of the stuff out like last year too with some of the singles, and
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a wave too, and like even with the more like recent stuff too, I kind of like rock with it like in a way too on like how you stay like keen to your sound too because like you're more like honed in on drill, more honed in on using like different sounds, like elements, like melodies and all that too. So it's amazing to hear too, and like just your consistency as an artist, it's kind of like amazing to see too with the shows and like even with the performance videos as well too. So
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's like I just do my best, because like at the end of the day, like I want to make sure everyone has a good time and make sure like people like me, not just for music as well, but like at me as a person, right? So
all
yeah,
right.
man, it's just what it is.
All
Just
right.
do my best.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna get like started right here. So you grew up in like Mississauga. What was that like for you, like growing up at the time?
Mississauga, it was good. Like I just love like the environment about it, right? Like me just growing up in a childhood, two parents, youngest of three. So me being the youngest, it was like I had to like learn a lot. Me being young, I was a spoiled kid back then, so it's like I used to like babied a lot, because like
Yeah.
everyone wants to protect me and stuff like that from anything happening to me, right, and stuff.
Yeah.
But like as far as like my childhood, it was good. But like at the same time, I was kind of a little bit of a hothead because like I always get into like fights and stuff like that. So like my dad will always like get at me because like to control my anger and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, around the time I was young, I was just doing stupidness, like stupid shit. So it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, true. Like more so from like past like life experiences or just like what you see like in school or like the neighborhood for the most part too. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you spoke about it like in a previous like interview with the Broken Playground. So you actually played basketball at like one point. So what was that like? Playing basketball like within the experience and until you left to pursue like music and all that.
Yeah. I would say me playing ball was like I got it from my bro, honestly. Cause like around fourth grade, that's when I really started. Cause before I used to play soccer, right? So around fourth grade, like I had to stop because I was getting like injured a lot, right? With my knees, I had like knee problems and stuff like that. So me, it was like I see my brother hooping in because he always like convinced me to like try basketball all the time. So I was like, you know what, I wanted to try it. And then I wouldn't say I didn't get good at it until like around fifth or sixth grade. That's when he brought me to like trainers and stuff like that to work on my game. So it was like, and back then my brother was a good hooper, because like if like I looked up to my brother a lot. Like me and him are like this, like we're close,
All
because
right.
if where he goes, I go. Where I go, he goes. So it's like it makes sense, right? So me seeing that is like living up to my brother because a lot of people knew my brother and how he played and stuff like that. So like it was hard for me because I was like, how can I like be that type of person my brother is, knowing that I don't have like the same skill set that he has or the same jumping ability he has and stuff like that. So it's like me, it was like just working hard and just like, yeah, fam, just putting in the work. That's all I had to do.
Yeah, man, no, that's facts. It's like more like finding your like lane like in a way too, and like I think music was more that lane, whereas like basketball is like kind of like his like own lane like in that way too, and like whatever works like works in that way. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. As far as like Saga City and all that too, because I know it's like very popular like, music and all that too.
Mm.
P&D, Ram Riddles, Junior T and all that, Young Tory, like
Mm.
list goes on and all that too. But like growing up, was it big for music at the time?
Around the time, I would say like around middle school. That was when it started to like get big around the time because that's when I started to like listen to like the new gen and stuff. Cause like back in the days, my pops would always let me listen to like late 80s and 90s type of hip hop, right? Like Wu-Tang Clan, DMX,
Okay.
Nas, all these guys, right? So I was more of like the old school type of like person, right? Even Lauryn Hill I would listen to. So it was
Okay.
like I didn't really get into like my modern day rap until like around seventh grade, eighth grade or so, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And like more so with the family, like around the house too. So like that, they only played like more so hip hop, or did they play like other like genres, like in that sense?
Well, I'm Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
So like I have a like Jamaican background. Like we always play like Bob Marley and stuff like anything that has to do with like reggae and stuff like that, like the old school type of Jamaica, right?
Okay.
So like it was hip hop, reggae, and then yeah,
Like
some
dancehall.
and recently
Yeah.
like not really recently, but like, sometimes like soca and stuff like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't really say dancehall. Family's not really especially my parents are not really a fan of dancehall, but
Okay.
my brother and my sister for sure.
Okay. Oh, that's facts, man. And as far as like you started like within like rapping and making music, like how did you like get into that?
Um, I would say me. I like to listen to like other people's like like flows, right? And like different like not really like slangs or like just way how they talk and recently. So I like when I listen to each parts, like I want to combine this flow and then this flow and then put it together into like one song. So like one part you'll hear UK, one part you'll hear like regular Toronto slang and stuff like that. And then one part you'll hear New York. So it's like I always want to like make sure I can be like different and like not really like use the same flow over and over again and stuff like that in a sense. And mostly get my flow from Migos and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. So and like more so too, it was like more so like back in like high school too, like you were playing like more like Chief Keef and like the NY drill type stuff with like Pop Smoke, Chef G, and all that, and like the UK stuff like Diggity, HHAC, like all that type of stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far as your like musical background and history, did you ever have like any family or friends that like made music and all that?
Um I did, but I couldn't really remember them like that because I was young around that time. But I can't really say like who would really do music stuff like that. But as far as it's like listening to music and like dancing to it, yeah, we listen to it all the time.
Okay.
I would say that. Yeah.
Okay. And like what inspired you to like even become a rapper and artist and like, like take it seriously, like go on that lane?
Yeah. I would say like around during like COVID time. It's like where it's like the first time I started hitting like stress and stuff like that, right? Because like basketball was like my medicine, right? It's like if I remember going through something or like if I want to like get like anger out, I just hoop, But when COVID hit, it was like I couldn't really do anything, right?
Yeah.
So it was like shit. I didn't know what to do. It was like I was just going all over the place. I was losing my head, and it's like
Yeah.
I feel like in one incident, I was just home one time and like I didn't really came out of my room. I was just listening to music like the whole day. And then I just started listening to like Pop Smoke and like Chef G and all those guys. And then I will always hear lyrics in my head, like things in my head, like what to say and stuff like that. So I feel like that was when I knew that I wanted to like do music, right? Because I feel like, well, basketball wasn't working for me. I'm only 5'9", so the height wasn't there and stuff like that. Even though I had the skill, I didn't really have the height for it, right? So it was like, I feel like I wanted to go like my own path other than my brother's because my brother was all about basketball. Me, it was just dancing and just like recently like rap and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like I just wanted to like follow my own path and not like follow someone else's, right?
Okay. And when you talked about like dance it in that way too, like what type of dance like were you like kind of like doing like back then? Was it more like breakdancing or?
Yeah, I was a b-boy as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, like I used to do like flips and stuff like that. Even like do like Michael Jackson like performances, even like
Okay.
Bobby Brown and stuff like that at weddings and like performing in front of thousands of people, right? So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, it was around that time, yeah.
Sure. And I guess like that experience, like was it something that you were very like cherished by, like you kind of enjoyed it like in that sense too, or did it like kind of like change like over time, like as you like kind of like grew up and all that?
I mean, growing up, I was really shy at first. Like, I didn't really know how to like express it like that. I feel like around like third or fourth grade, that was when I finally started to like have like confidence in myself because like pretty much I wanted to like be the best person I can be, right? And just perform in front of other people and stuff like that and just have a good time. And I always wanted to make sure I can get that experience so that way that when I do performances and like rap and perform and stuff like that, I always put that picture in my head. It's like, yo, you're good. Like you've been here before. Like you don't have to like get nervous or anything like that, you know?
Okay. That's facts. So I remember like there were like a lot of like b boys like back in the day too. I don't know
Mm.
if you know the guy that played like Carlton in Fresh Prince of like Bel Air and all that too. He
Mm.
actually used to be a b boy back in the day too, and like he actually used to do like a lot of like commercials for like with like Michael Jackson with like Pepsi and all that.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
even
yeah.
had his like own thing where he'll teach you how to do the like these like dances. It's like more like a cupboard type thing too, and like it has like instructions. It has like like the things to do like on how to dance and all that, like a placemat. Like they have like I think boombox like type thing, and like
Yeah.
even like I think VHS type thing where you could like play the music and all that too. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just feel like those, well, me personally, growing up, I used to watch Jabbawockeez a lot.
Alright.
Yeah, like those, that was like the first time I ever seen like a crew, like an actual crew dance like
Yeah.
together and stuff like that. And it was so different from them because the way they move in unison and stuff like that, it was just tough to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I never
Yeah.
seen it as a kid. Me as a kid, like I remember like going like getting the mask and stuff like that and just dressing up like them, trying to do the dance moves and shit like that. So it was like it was fun.
Yeah, no, that's facts too. Because I remembered like late 2000s, early 2010s, they kind of were on a rise too, and then they kind of fell off a bit too, and then I didn't see them back until like I think when the baby like brought them like for like more like a music video type thing, and kind of worked, and
I wouldn't say they fell off. I just felt like they were trying to find like other people,
yeah,
you know, because like I think around the time they were like doing dancing since like 2008, 2009, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like it's just age, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just trying to find people to
Yeah.
like perform for the new gen, you know, that
Yeah.
doesn't know about Jab.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, because I know like there were like other platforms as well too, like Hip Hop Harry that was like more so doing with the dancing and like
Yeah.
all that type of stuff too. So it is like interesting to see like how even like with b-boy culture, like it plays like a role like in hip hop like till this like day and all that too, from the old school stuff to like the new school stuff now and all that. And
Yeah.
I mean, people are dancing on TikTok too to like hip hop instrumentals, everything else too, or like even like verses from a song and all that, and kind of works.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The TikTok, they're cool. I wouldn't really like. There's some like I don't know, man. It's hard to explain because like it's TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just dances that other people do and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of entertaining. You just gotta know like what to do and like in each like video and stuff like that, how to plan stuff out. But
Okay.
I fuck with some dances though.
Okay, no, that's facts, man. To get back more onto like subject as well too. So, tell me more about like incorporating like drum music, like that specific style in your music, and using that as your main sound and diverging in that aspect.
Yeah. I get my flows a lot from like UK rappers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like first person I ever heard was like Digga D was like No Diet back in like high school and stuff like that. So it's like me hearing it is so different because I never really knew what the UK was like, you know? So it's like, because I always seen in like the Princess Dianas and stuff like that, people who dress like proper, you know? And like,
Yeah.
I never really seen that side of like United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's like, it made sense to like really just pay attention to them. And then from there was Digga D, Russ Millions, Tion Wayne. Yeah, pretty much all those guys. I get my flows from them, and then definitely from like, wouldn't say like their drill, but like the Migos, especially
Okay.
Offset. Offset's probably my favorite one of my favorite rappers growing up. So it's like I always like to use kind of the Migo flow and the UK flow and just put it together in one song.
Okay.
Cause yeah,
So what would be like your favorite like type of drill, like Chicago, New York, or like UK and all that?
I like any type,
Any
honestly.
type? All
Yeah, I'm not really like picky when it comes to like drill. Cause and then and day I like most of the drill songs and stuff like that. So I feel like my favorite around that time, like before I get into rap and stuff like that, was Brooklyn drill.
Brooklyn
With
drill.
like with Pop Smoke and
Yeah,
like and
that's
stuff like that. Even the UK, it was like mixture between both, basically.
Okay, because I know Brooklyn, like I know like they were like heavily like influenced by the UK, and then UK it went from Chicago, so it was kind of like more of a melting pot where like even other cities are doing their own like drill stuff, like
Yeah.
Toronto, Dallas, St. Louis, Indiana. Like
Yeah,
it's like a crazy like melting pot as well too, and all that. And knowing that you also like talked about even like diverging in like UK culture too, like because you haven't like seen it like before in that sense too. Have you seen it like in other aspects too with like shows like Top Boy or like anything? I know there's like Blue House or Blue Streak and all that, which is like a dope movie about the whole like drill culture like in the UK. So
Mm. Yeah, for sure. Like recently, I was even looking at Tion Wayne and stuff like that in his documentary, and like how the drill scene was like back then was different from the one that
Okay.
we're hearing like right now and stuff like that, right? It was so like more of like I would kind of say it's more of like a Chirac type of thing.
Okay.
I would say if I'm like trying to jog my memory,
Yeah.
but like it was more of like not really like like some straight rap shit. Like it's all that other stuff. Like I just fuck with it, you know, and just me just looking back at it, and then recently just watching like all the new stuff, like the hood trap shit with Nems and stuff like that. That's even hard too. Yeah, I would say.
Oh, that's facts, man. And would you consider those like more like your influences, like to this day and all that too, like Nems, Tion, like Pop Smoke, Chef G, and all that too?
Yeah, they're definitely like one of the peoples that I like grew up watching and like trying to imitate my sound to like kind of like flow kind of like them, but like with my own type of like flow. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's like I always wanted to make sure that I'm like different from other like drill artists and not want to be the same type of person.
Okay, that's facts, man. And uh, are those like artists that you want to work with someday too, or do you have like any in mind that you like want to work with and all that?
Yeah, if Pop Smoke was still alive, like damn, I would definitely for sure, without a doubt, easily. But like New York standpoint, I would say Chef G, Sleepy Hollow for sure. Definitely want to work with them. UK Sench, Nems for sure. Even like I can't pronounce his name. I think it's like Cairo Keys or
Yeah,
Karaoke's or something.
karaoke's.
Cairo
Yeah.
Keys, yeah, definitely for him. And then yeah, Chirac for sure. Definitely want to make a song with Chucky for sure.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know Chicago right now. It's like on a wave to like I know Vaughn of 1700s like doing this thing. Like
yeah,
the whole like
Vaughn, yeah.
Bloodhound sound is like
Mm-hmm.
kind of doing their thing, even though they're from like Indiana. Like Q50, Lil Jeff, rest in peace too. You also have like Scrooly G and all that. Like that's like also like doing this thing. YFG Fatso, like all those guys too, and like I mean Rack Baby, and I
Mm-hmm.
think there was another one like Baby Chief Do It and all that.
Yeah,
That's like kind of
yeah,
doing his
yeah.
thing. So
Yeah, Baby Chief stuff too.
yeah,
I fuck
yeah.
with him.
Okay, that's blessed, man. I know. I think Sav and Baby Chief have like a song that might be coming up soon, but because I remember, I think someone on Torontology posted like the leaks and all that, and like Sav and like I think Baby Chief
Yeah, it
like
was
have
like
some.
a remix to Clippers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I heard a snippet of it like on Snap or some shit like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, it was tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts, man. As far as your creative process like goes, like within music, like what's that like? You know, when making music, and like what would like a day and like making music be like? You know.
Um. Well, for me, when I make music and stuff like that, I always make sure like either I can find a beat or I just make my own because like I produce some of my beats and stuff like that. So it's like me is like I always wanted to make sure I can find like a beat for one for people to get hype on, and for two for something that like can like hit. You know, like the 808's gonna hit. And if it has to have like a unique sound to it, like a different melody and stuff like that. So that's like one of the things I look for. And then once from there, once I find the beat, then I find the flow. I just say some shit in my head and just like trying to flow it out and just write it out then. So
Okay.
it doesn't really take me long to write a song. So it's like I always wanted to make sure like those are like the two key points for me and stuff like that. The ad libs can come later on, but like those are like the main two.
Okay, that's facts. And do you have like any like studio like type vibes like when you tend to like record to like do you like smoke or like drink and all that too?
No, I don't really smoke like that, honestly.
All
No, I
right.
don't. I do drink though, but like I only drink when I go out. It's just like I don't really like just a drink,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like I usually just drink water and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Cool.
Not really like none of the
And
extra shit. Yeah.
and just only like you and the engineer like in the studio, or like do you have like people like with you like to kind of bring in like you know that ambiance and all that too?
Yeah, me and my niggas from CNL,
All
for
right.
real. Yeah.
True. True.
All of them.
Okay. Bless. And like that's like Sleazy and like NK, all those people and all that.
I would say yeah, Sleazy and NK are more of like OTB,
Okay.
basically. CNL is kinda like that man Deuce, Lil Wop, Lil Trevi, Hitman, like those are like my brethren. But like when it comes to like Sleazy and them, like we talk to them like each time. We always make music with them.
Okay. That's facts, man. No, it's amazing to hear and all that. And you know, we talked about this like earlier today and all that too. So you actually have an album that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
So do you want to like talk about that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I never really thought about doing an album, to be honest. Like I was just at a phase in my life where I was like, I just wanted to drop singles. Cause like I'm hearing like rumors and like not really rumors, but like people saying that making an album can be like stressing and like you want to put which song can be good, right? So it was like my producer Nine Alien, he convinced me saying like, "Yo, fam, like I feel like if you do an album, like it can go crazy, bro. It could go crazy." So I was like, you know what? I was gonna do it, but I was like, I had to like really take my time with it, and it took me a minute, you know. And like I had to like, I would say it would take me like a whole year for me to like figure out which song is good and which song could be perfect for the album. Because the album, I'll say this right now, it has 12 tracks.
Okay.
So I wanted to make it like 13, 14, but I changed my mind. I was like, no, I want to do 12 because 12 was like, I would say it's like a good number for an
Okay.
album, no?
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
And to even like speak more on that too, because you have like more singles than like albums as well too. So do you ever feel like singles have more of a long lasting impact than like albums like in a way too, or do you feel like that might like start to change in a way too with like albums like coming back? No.
I feel like singles do, for sure, because whenever you hear albums, some of the songs, people forget about them, right? So I feel like singles is like the main hitter when it comes to like an influence within the music industry because it's like you can always go back to that song. With the album, it's like it's it's like different songs in one project, right? So you're just listening to each song and then you pick which song is like the best out of like all of them or which songs is like good and then some of them are a little iffy. When
Yeah.
it comes to singles, it's like it's just one song.
Yeah.
So you have a choice of whether if you want to like this one or not, and then you just go up from there.
Yeah, like I mean, even Drake, like two of his like biggest hits and all that too, like back to back, and like I think I think his track with like Dirk and all that too, like they've done like more numbers in a sense than some of it, like is like more like recent stuff too, like even like Family Matters, like even there's like another one too, like dropping Give Me 50 and all that too, like
Yeah.
those were like doing like some big numbers and like more of the like recent stuff too, like even from like his recent album too. But I feel like even with singles, like I think people like as you said, like people tend to gravitate, people tend to like relate more to like it's not hard to kind of like find like know like a way to, and I think people tend to catch it more, like enjoy it. And with albums too, like it used to be good back in the day too, like just hearing some of your tracks too, but then now it's like more you have like fillers like on the track, you have like other stuff that might not be
Yeah.
needed, like skits or like intros,
Mm.
outros and all that too. Like you just want something like a good 12 track project that just has like a good amount of singles and like stuff that has like replay value and all that.
Yeah, like,
So
albums are supposed to be something that's like that can last a long time, right?
yeah.
That people can go back and just like listen to it. Like, yo, this is a good album.
Yeah.
And then when a new album drops, it gets it more exciting because it's like they want to hear like,
Yeah.
is this album gonna be better than the album you dropped
That's
before and stuff like that. So it's like I always wanted to like make sure that I can take my time when it comes to like doing this album because like even like I didn't even really go out like that. I was so focused to the point where it was like I didn't want to go out with nobody. I didn't want to do no songs with nobody. I just want to like just to like finish this whole thing. It was like I wanted to make sure that this is like it, because it's my first album. So I want to make an impression for the people that haven't really heard my songs yet,
Yeah, 100p, man. As far as like producers and like engineers, do you have any qualities that you look for like in a producer and engineer, like when they're working with you, like on music and all that?
No, it's like I like when producers want to like one thing about me is like I always tell the person like you gotta be straight up with me. Like if I'm doing something that doesn't sound good or like this is like wrong in a certain way or you want me to fix, just let me know. Cause at the end of the day, I want to make sure things is like perfect when it comes to my songs. Like I take the time to like jot down and like make sure every single part of the song is like perfect. Cause if I go back and I listen to it and I feel like something that's not clicking, then I just go back to it again. I just like redo some parts or like even the whole song really.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know with some producers too, and like some engineers, like they want to make sure that you have like everything like ready and all that too. Is your track ready? Do you have like the right like lyrics for it and all that too? Do you have like the right vibe, like right pitch and all that too? So they do tend to like look on as well too, and like they can easily match your voice like easy to on like how like the track works. And I think communication's like also key too, like when like recording. So because like when they do like the relays, everything else too, like it just just kind of works from that start until like now and all that too. So and
Yeah.
like leads on to like a good track too, and like I mean, it works with like Nillion and all that, and like a lot of like the other like people as well too, like that you've like worked with like in the past and all that. So
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, well, like knowing that you're like a drill artist too, like I know with there's like a lot of topics that kind of bring like a lot of like sensitive like issues to like light and all that. Like even the whole like dissing the dead, like smoking on such and such too, like smoking on Tuka or Naughty, all these like other people and all
Yeah,
that too.
yeah, yeah.
How do you feel about that going on like in music and all that? You know?
I feel like it really died down since then. Because before, around those times, it was it was disrespectful as shit, bro. Like, real talk. It's like, it's gotten to the point where it's like cousins are smoking on other cousins for
Yeah.
being on a different set or
Yeah.
like the opposing ops and stuff like that. And me looking at it as like, bro, like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, y'all family. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's like woo to woo, it's like gang politics and shit like that. But it's like, man, it is what it is these days. Cause like me personally, I don't really be saying I'm smoking on niggas' deads and shit like that.
Yeah.
Me, it's just getting out of hand to the point where it's like, yo, what the fuck are we doing this for? Like, it doesn't make no sense to like even be doing shit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And you have to like also like kind of like figure out too, like at one point does it become like out of like control, like in a way to where other people like tend to profit like off it and all that too. Like I know I don't know if you like play like Fortnite and all that too. Like I remember I think a couple years back they had this like thing called like like the whole like Naughty Bob thing that they had like as an emote. So they used like an actual situation where a lot of like Brooklyn teens like tended like used to deceased Harlem person, and then Fortnite uses it as like an emote for people to like use it and all that too. So do you feel like that might be like extreme like in a way too, like in your opinion too, like that even like tech companies are even like using that too to kind of make fun of people?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But I salute for one because they wanted to move past the whole Naughty Bob thing. They wanted to be known for that shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's why they dropped Bent. And I feel like Bent was probably the best thing to happen to them because that song really like put them
Yeah.
on the map and shit like that. So it's like now it's like not a lot of people can talk about the whole Naughty Bob situation, even though it's a crazy situation.
Yeah, true.
But it's like
because like
yeah.
Fortnite's like using that too, but I think it like kind of changed too. I mean, even like as you said, like with 41 too, because like everyone's like going into different like types of like drill music now. Like I know with the whole like Slissy sound with like Cash Cobain, Charlie, R2 Armo, like all those like people and all that too. Like you have like Jordan Adentuji, B-Jax and all that too. So how do you feel about that type of wave like coming into like drill music?
Yeah, it was cool at first, but then like I don't know, I really just chilled out with it because it's like it's basically like the same flows and stuff like
Okay,
that. So
cool,
it's like, I wasn't really too sure if I really want to rock with it, but
Okay.
as much as beats though, I fuck with it. I fuck
Okay,
with it.
that's facts, man. And I know you have like a good like relationship with like the Broken Playground and all that too. So how do you manage to meet them? And tell me more about your friendship and like working relationship with them.
I met him off of 9 Million, honestly, and then that's when I found out that they were actually brothers. So it was like shit. The first time I actually met him was when we went to go to the performance for LMG and stuff like that, Boombox. So like from there, like me and him were just talking it out and stuff like that. And it's like he said he wanted to work with me for the long time. So it was like me and him was just like this, you know. It's like I call him like I see him as like bro, you know. It's like if I ever need anything and stuff like that, he's there, you know. So one thing about BP is like he always look out for other people and stuff like that in the circle. So it's like if you want to get this done, then he'll do everything in his power to
Yeah.
do it, right? So it's like how like me and his friendship goes, like we always like talk it out, you know. Even not even just even like music. It could be like anything like we're family or anything and stuff like that. Cause I don't want to be the type of person where it's like I just want to talk about business
Yeah.
when it comes to people. Like nah, like I want to have like a actual friendship more than just
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Because like it led to like a lot of like opportunities as well too with Mimple Mike and like even also the whole like Slime Wave like TV, your first like interview like before this and all that too. So it is like amazing to see how that connection like kind of worked out too. And like even they worked with like a lot of like dope artists too, like YSLV and all that, CZ and all that.
Yeah.
Who else? Like Lowry, True, YBA. Like
Even like recently, my boy Lil Trevi was on there too.
Oh, true.
So he's doing this thing, yeah.
Okay, that's blessed, man. How do you feel about the whole like state of the Toronto like underground like music scene right now?
I feel like we're starting to get a little known now. a little bit, mostly because of like Sav, right? So it's like Sav is like number one when it comes to like putting it out for the music scene. Because now other people want to see like, yo, like what is this sound, right? Because not a lot of people know about the Toronto slangs and stuff like that. When they first think about Toronto, they automatically think about Drake. They don't really think about the other artists in the underground scene, like who was like trying to like put their name out there and stuff like that. So it's like me personally, I want to work with Sav one of these days. Even like the whole team is OTD and all those guys. So it's like I feel like we're starting to get a little bit known, but like we just got to keep working to the point where it's like we're gonna get up there, you know?
Yeah. And like for you, like in your like role, like it's like more so like getting there too, and like just getting your name out, like showcasing like what you can too, or
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
feel like you're at a perfect like moment right now where I think everyone like knows your like name, like in a sense and all that?
I wouldn't say I will be fully known yet, but like I feel like the more I keep dropping songs and the more I like get my stuff out there, even like the interviews right now and stuff like that, I feel like that will make me be that type of person to where like, yo, we want to listen to your tracks because like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I always wanted to like make sure that people can always have a good time. That's the only thing about me, like, because
Okay.
of my songs, I don't want people to just stand there and just like chill. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's facts. And like even with the stuff that you have now versus like before, have you noticed like kind of like the growth like in a way too?
When I first started out, right, the it wasn't really the flow. It was really like my sound that I wanted to work out. Cause like even like 2 weeks ago, I'm listening to my music like back then when I first dropped in like around 2020 or 2020, late 2020, I say. Yeah. So it was like me listening to it. It wasn't really as good, but I feel like around 2022 to 2023, I feel like that was when I started to like get get more confidence in my tracks and like make my sound more better. For example, like when I dropped T Cardi remix to like with the K Flock and Dougie
Yeah.
Bean song and stuff like that. I feel like that was when I really found my sound and really
Yeah.
found my flow properly.
Okay, no, that's facts, man. And even with like a lot of people like that want to like check out your music too, because
Mm.
usually like I have a playlist called TLOY's like Rising Acts and all that too, where
Mm.
like people like can check it out on Spotify too. Like we tend to update it like monthly for people to like listen to, find out like more like hot artists, like more like rising artists like within that sense too. So for anyone that wants to check out your music, or like if we have to add like songs like on the playlist too, like name free songs like in your catalog that you would like tend to recommend for any person that might have not heard about you before, that would like to know more about you, or that
Mm.
that would be added to the playlist. And
Well, definitely T Cardi remix for sure. I feel like that's my best song so far. And then when the album drops, it's definitely gonna be like multiple songs there too. But like I would say Jersey 6, King the North,
okay.
and Get That.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, Jersey. No, not Jersey 6. T Cardi remix, Get That, and King of the North. I
Okay.
would say.
All right, 100p, man. And before we go on all that too, like I know that you have like a show announcement and all that too. Like you're
Mm.
gonna be opening up for like Sav and all that too. So tell me more about that.
Yo, first things first. Shout out to Valentino. You know, like he hit me up saying that, yo, fam, you want to do like a solo act and stuff like that. I was in the whole group chat and thing, so I'm like, you know what? Let me do it. You know, because like I want to get my name out there. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just do this one. And it's like it's gonna be giving me like more experience because it's probably gonna be like the first show is like it's gonna be like a lot of people. Now I performed from a lot of people, like from like music standpoint and like rapping is like it's like my first ever like big show
Okay.
opening up for an artist. So yeah.
All right, that's facts. And like aside from that, and like aside from like the album too, like what else do you have for like this year in terms of any other music or any other stuff going on and like so forth and all that?
I really wanna like focus on like definitely dropping music for sure,
Okay.
but I actually want to kind of like get into acting and stuff like that. So it's like even like one of my cousins like from East End, you know, like all over East and stuff that he did like a movie called like Days in the Sixes on like
Okay.
Tubi and Amazon Prime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He produced it, so it's like I definitely want to get into like acting and stuff like that because I
Oh, true.
studied it for like a long time.
Okay.
So
True. Yeah, and Days in the Six too. I actually went to the movie release. I think some years back and all that too, and like it was at this theater on like College Street and all that too. I don't know if you went to that by any chance.
nah. Around that time, I didn't really like because like they were cousins like when like way back.
Yeah.
Because when they met me, I was like born.
All right.
So I didn't really met them until like my bro's birthday and stuff
Okay.
like that. So ever since then, I just talk to them and stuff like that, hit them up, see if they're doing and stuff like that.
True.
So
But what did you like think about like the movie and all that too? Because I know they had like some interesting stuff too. They had a crazy scene too where I think they had some like Spanish shorty in the crib and all that too, and like they had that like kind of scene. So like she would like I think he was like messing with the plugs like girlfriend and all that too. So like that was like a crazy scene. So
man, that shit pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, honestly. But like overall, it's a great movie. He's even doing a part 2 to it too. I don't know if he said, but other than that, like I feel like it was a good movie. There were certain parts that people's acting wasn't really good, but overall, it's a good movie. I actually recommend people check it out. Days in the Six. You already know.
True. Yeah, I know. There's like some other like good Toronto movies that are also good that I also like want to like recommend too. Morningside's like also like a good movie too. There's a documentary more so that's like based on like Play the Record and all that too. Like that it's like kind of out right now, but like definitely check that out too. And then I think there's another one with
I checked out the Push movie.
Okay.
You know about that movie? I don't think you know.
I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, it was Push 1 and then 2 and then I didn't watch the third one yet. So
okay, cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
Pretty much. I think Bizlog's in like one of the movies and all that too. Like I have to check that out too.
He was in 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
He's that guy's funny, eh? I rate him still.
But yeah, do you have any like closing remarks like to say? Do you want to like shout out your IGs and all that?
Yeah, so if y'all want to follow me on IG, it's little_sim0. That's little_sim0. Drill Captain album coming out soon. Shout out my cousins, them, East Side, everything, all of that. Big up Saga City, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, man, I just want to like come out here and just make sure that people can like know it's like what I'm doing right now is gonna like inspire people and stuff like that. I don't want people to like feel shy or like if you want to do something, do it, fam. Don't listen to what other people say because there's gonna be people in this world where it's like they're going to tell you to not do this or you're not built for this and stuff like that. Don't listen to it. Like, just have that motivation and keep working hard. And if you want to do anything in general, honestly, just work hard and just put God first in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Yo, Sim, it's so dope having you on, man, too. Like, just even having this conversation, too. And, like, just talking about movies, to talking about, like, drill music, to talking about, like, b-boy dancing and all that.
Yeah,
it's definitely a unique vibe, and like I learned a lot about you that never really like knew as much too, and like it's
I didn't know if you knew, but like I actually like when it came to dancing, I actually grew up watching Usher, Chris Brown, and Michael Jackson.
Okay.
So yeah.
True. Yeah, I mean those were like some dope dancers like back in the day too, still dope now. And if you saw like some of like the more like recent stuff too with the arena stuff with Usher, right? Like with the like roller blades and all that, and like I think some other stuff too. Like it is like amazing to see and all that. Like even Chris Brown too, like even at his like age to this
he's like 36, yeah.
Yeah.
He's still moving like he's like in his 20s. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's legendary, like all like legendary artists too. But yeah, man, dope having you on. It was like definitely like a pleasure having you on, and we'll definitely like have you on again soon. And we wish nothing but the best.
Yeah, anytime, fam. I'm with it.
All right,
I'm ready to be here.
All right, bless, man. Yo, this is Josh, also known as Yashu. Another episode of the TLOY Talks podcast. You can get this on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, much more. You can also get this on Patreon as well too. Definitely check out Patreon. Definitely check out like Lil Sim's music on all platforms, like with T Cardi, with King of the North, much more too. Definitely stay tuned for the album that's gonna be dropping soon, like debut album. Like it's definitely gonna be a vibe, and check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, and much more too. Deezer, YouTube, whatever you get your socials on, and yeah, man. It's just Josh, also known as Yashu, with Lil Sim, signing off.